So again, just so we reiterate and understand why this mutiny happened, because you're a guy with private army, you are a guy with at least 20,000 people who you directly in control of, who listen to you. You have shit ton of money. Again, you have fucking helicopters and tanks and armored vehicles, like, and then some cunt who you absolutely disrespect, who starved you, well, by your admission, but who knows, like, if it's actually happened, exactly how Prigozhin says, he starved with like ammunition when they were on the front lines. That Russian Ministry of Defense, which is just such a fucking term that I can, like, Ministry of War, basically. Let's call it. Let's call it for what it is. Ministry of War didn't supply you with enough sort of ammunition, with enough sort of provision, with enough stuff, basically. You despise these pieces of shit. You despise Shoigu. You despise whoever the fuck else there in higher ups at Russia's army. And then you have a deadline in about a week, because the mutiny happened like on 23rd, 24th, and July 1st is your cutoff point. And now you have an idea that maybe Shoigu, which is the person who's responsible for your kind of a shitty situation, is in Rostov, and you are trying to basically storm Rostov, capture him, and I don't know, torture, kill, force him to kind of remove that kind of a law that would force you, Prigozhin, to sign with Ministry of Russian War. That thing didn't work, because Shoigu, first things first, when he heard about that Prigozhin and Prigozhin's mercenaries are moving to Rostov, he flew. First things, he just like heard just a whisper of things that might to come. He immediately, like that coyote in the fucking cartoon. I'm not here anymore. Which exactly the same thing, by the way, did Putin, which I'll show you in 1 second. Just so we understand the level of cowardness of the Russian elites, not elites, but like of the Russian mafia who captured the country. Let's call it what it is. So then, what in the fuck Lukashenko is doing? What in the fuck? How the fuck this piece of shit is what kind of relationship does he have with this whole situation? What I think happened is that Putin did not, because Putin felt that Prigozhin's sort of attempted coup was basically like direct, some sort of like a spit in the face directly to Putin's face. He decided he's not, like, that's a betrayal, and he's not gonna fucking talk to this person anymore. And so I'm pretty sure what happened is that Putin called Lukashenko and said, "You deal with Prigozhin, you offer him some safe haven wherever, and we're gonna, negotiate some deal with you, with Lukashenko. We're gonna give you some fucking bone, because you're a fucking our lapdog, and you know it, and we know it. And so if the regime in Russia falls now, you're gonna fall next. So deal with Prigozhin, we're gonna give you a bone," which is exactly what happened. So Lukashenko somehow fucking negotiated with Prigozhin that Prigozhin would stop this whole procession to Moscow. And in return, he will get sort of guarantees of his safety by both Lukashenko and Putin. Two despicable, atrocious pieces of shit who always lie, who only always search for their own interests, who will always betray you, who will always turn back on you. And now you, as a Prigozhin, believe that these two people, this piece of shit and Putin, can guarantee your safety. I didn't understand how brain dead this cunt is, but I guess he is that brain dead. Because sure, right now he might be stationed somewhere in Belarus, and apparently Lukashenko said that we're gonna give you like a fucking old abandoned whatever, like military base or some shit like that. Somewhere in not far away from the sort of region where I actually live. Not only that I live in Belarus, which is fucking great already, but not even that fucking far off, apparently, from where this fucking cunts will be, which is fucking stellar. I mean, the whole Belarus, let's put it that way, is like from Minsk is 200 kilometers in one direction, other basically, right? Like, so it's either way not that sort of long drive by any means, but it's just so I'm fucking whatever. So Lukashenko confirmed arrival of Prigozhin in Belarus. So what does Lukashenko get from it? We understand that Prigozhin apparently get to keep some of the money, get to keep some of the men. He got to go at least to Belarus. Maybe he will fly to Africa from here. I don't know.